Hi guys, this week I'll be painting up a Primaris Space Marine in Dark Angel colors. I'm not going to use an airbrush in this video. I started off with a base coat of Chaos Black, and once that's dry I painted the entire model black-green. Once the black-green is dry, I'm going to give a wash of Nuln oil to the entire model. This will provide a shading later on. Next I'm going to block in the entire model with dark green, leaving the recesses, which are black and black-green, visible. The dark green might take 2 thin coats to get a nice coverage on the model. Once that's dry, I'm gonna apply an edge highlight consisting of 8 parts dark green and 1 part stonewall grey. Using gunmetal, I now block in all the metallic parts. And with German grey, I paint in the black parts. I accidentally painted in more than was needed, but this part you're seeing is going to end up in black. With Nuln oil I washed it. Made sure it was a nice good coverage on Nuln oil on the German grey. I also washed the metallic parts to achieve a shading on the metallics. Using earth, I paint in the parts that are going to be bone white and the purity seal, the scroll part of the purity seal. Once dry, I apply a coat of Agrax Earthshade to the scroll. With silver, I'm going to highlight the metallic parts. Using dark flashstone, I now paint the seal part of the purity seal, the eyes, and I'll block in all the parts that are going to be red. With a mixture of 1 part earth and 2 parts bone white, I apply a highlight to the bone parts, leaving a little bit of the earth visible in the recesses. This is then followed by a highlight of bone white, and I make sure the previous layers stay a little bit visible. In a 1-to-1 mixture, bone white and dead white, I apply an edge highlight to the bone parts. Using gory red, I'm gonna paint over the red parts of the model. The dark flesh tone is purely a base coat, so the gory red has better coverage. Using bloody red, I apply a thin coat in the middle of the eye. This is then followed with a thin line of hot orange. Using Drucci Violet, I now wash the red parts to achieve a shade. I do not wash the seal from the purity seal with it. With gory red, I paint the seal part of the purity seal as well. With earth, I now apply a highlight to the scroll part of the purity seal. I make sure the shades stay visible. With Carlsberg Crimson, I wash the seal part of the purity seal. With a 1-to-1 mixture of earth and bone white, I apply a highlight to the scroll part of the purity seal. This is then followed by a highlight of pure bone white. And once that's dry, it's finished by a bone white dead white 1-to-1 ratio highlight on the edges. Using German grey, I now highlight the black parts, leaving the shading visible, and this is followed by a small edge highlight of 4 parts German grey and 1 part dead white. With gory red, I now paint in seal part, or not paint, I highlight the seal part of the purity seal, and I apply a highlight to all the red parts. With gory red and bloody red in a 1-1 mixture, I now apply a highlight to the red parts, and on the larger surfaces it's helpful to drag paint outwards. This will provide a nice transition from dark to light. With Victorian brass, I block in the golden parts. I now wash the golden parts with Agrax Earthshade to get a shading effect. And whilst that's drying, I apply an edge highlight to all the red parts with bloody red. Using Dwarven Gold, I apply a highlight to all the golden parts. And that finishes up this model. I'll put a couple of links down below on how I apply transfers and how I build the bases. I hope you liked this video. Please like, share and subscribe if you want to. Dislike as well if you want to, and let me know what you don't like. And I hope to see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.